Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. It's afternoon for everybody. And I hope all is well. I hope everybody's doing well. And I wanted to jump on here today and just have a nice discussion. And the discussion that I wanted to talk about today was a discussion about Perry County, Alabama infrastructure. It's a very good conversation to have. Man, I hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody is not only doing well, but I hope everybody is safe. I know the cold weather's come in. It's misty here in Georgia. It hasn't iced over yet, but the temperature is down and it's been sleeting. So I hope everybody's being safe. Everybody's being comfortable. Everybody is warm. And if there's any areas warming areas that's needed, I pray that people have that information and can go to those locations. But man, for me, I'm doing well today. Very happy. And it's kind of funny because it's kind of serendipitous to me that I got a New York hat on and an outsider t-shirt. Since everybody like to reference me being in New York. But I wanted to come on today and have a discussion about the infrastructure. And I'm gonna go ahead on and get started with it. And I wanted to talk about the infrastructure, and particularly, I shared a video this morning. I did a video back in December when I came back home. I traveled on County Road 12 and looked at those conditions. It was raining when I went, and I saw somebody else share some videos and share some pictures of the same road last week. And, you know, if you looked at that video and if you've traveled on County Road 12, that is not an isolated conditions of the roads in Perry County. It's not isolated. And the reason why I'm bringing it up and I wanted to talk about it is because, you know, there's a lot of things that have been promised, a lot of talks about infrastructure. There's talks all the time and about the politicians, and I'm particularly talking about the politicians in Perry County. Why am I bringing it up? I'm bringing it up because I want the people to be able to see firsthand that the inactions or the things not being done is not normal. It's not normal. And, you know, I don't care that people may be upset with my dedication to talking about it and raising awareness. And the reason why the people that are upset is, and it's funny to me with that is because not only the people are being upset, but it's not so much about me caring about the people being upset, but it's the conditions that they have to drive in, the conditions that they have to live in. Those are the those are the tho- those are the conditions that they have to live in and they have to deal with, right? And the thing is, when everybody when people sit down and think about it, what they don't realize is they don't realize that they may just gotten so used to those conditions that it becomes normalized with them, and they don't realize the fact that they don't realize the fact that it's not good, right? And they don't realize that that's not good. And the reason why they don't realize that that's not good is because when something becomes normalized to you, and somebody talks about it, a lot of times people forget and they begin to identify by it, right? And some people, it's scary for them to realize, like, dang, you know, and I've seen pictures. People have shared pictures of tires that they gotten broken. People have shared pictures of them having to get a new alignment. People have to do a lot of different things. They've had to do a lot of different things. And the reason why they've had to do a lot of different things is because of the conditions of the road infrastructure in Perry County. And I shared another post. I shared a post this morning in reference to I shared a post this morning in reference to a post that was shared by former Commissioner Cedric Hudson back in 2022, explaining how politics played a role in blocking County Road 12 to get done. And it clearly shows. It shows a letter that was sent by Albert Turner to then former Mayor Chris Jones. I remember that letter was sent on a Friday and saying that it had to be responded by like a Monday. And I remember seeing that. And Mayor Jones typed up a letter and responded back the next day. And you can go on the page and you can see it, and you can clearly see, and you can go to see where former Commissioner Hudson, I got a link to his page. You can see everything. He explains everything of how he was advocating to get that road done, how he was able to secure a Delta region grant of like $42,000 that was sent back. And the person that sent it back was then Perry County Commissioner Ron Miller, who is now the mayor of Uniontown. That was in 2019. Right. And I just want, he was the chairman of the Perry County Commission during that time. Right. And I want people to really sit down and think about it, that the stuff that I've been talking about, that's why I call the question. That's why I call in the questions about people champion the tone of unified and coming together and everybody being kumbaya right now, where just recently we seen all of these efforts done to work against and to do this backbiting and play these political games with the community. And it's just crazy. It's crazy. Like there is the amount of lies. And I know today supposed to be the what they call it, the state of the county address by the chairman. I'm just very curious to how many misleading mistruths and lies that he's going to put out. You know, because when we start talking about facts and truth, that is something that he has shown the inability to consistently do, especially that is not wrapped into something that's going to be favorable to him. And Sexton, you're right. The road is so rough, and that's not an isolated road. Like, I'm being honest with you, those roads are, when you're driving on County Road 12, especially when I was driving on it back in December, as you see, and I was driving on the road, it was like a roller coaster. And not only was it like a roller coaster, it was dangerous. Like you hitting ruts in the road, that there are pots of puddles of water in that road. And just to think, it's school buses have to travel that road. Same thing, I know 183, that's a state highway, but those conditions of those roads are deplorable. Right, I think it's County Road 29, well, the Coretta Scott King Highway. It's the same thing. It's so many different roads. I went on County Road 23. Right, there's other roads throughout it, but then you hear people talk about, and this is, I mean, I just want, this is the stuff, right? These are the things that I talk about. I talk about the actual facts. I talk about what people say, and I show proof that people are lying and people are upset because I'm talking. Not upset for the actual politicians and the people that's lying. Never say anything about them lying, them spreading mistruth, them spreading misinformation. Right? That back in September, there was a post that Albert made, and that post that Albert made on the Perry County Commissioner District 1 page. Albert said that no woes for Perry County budget, no woes in Perry County budget. That's what's the title of it. And in that, he said that Perry County had $23 million in revenue, exceeding projection. That is what he said. But if you go to the actual budget, the total number of revenue that they got on the budget, and this is the new budget that he changed without voting on, is $4.9 million. Why would you lie a difference of $18 million? Unless he don't know what revenue is. And this is a politician who's been in position for 25 years. And people got the audacity to be upset when I post this information and I share this information about how somebody just lie like that, but just because you support them. Like, you know, the thing about it is, and this is the sad truth, and I'm saying this with all due respect to Perry County, to all due respect to the Black Belt. The sad truth is, sadly, we got so many people who are living living off the crumbs of the residue of the civil rights movement. That all they knew is they knew about struggle. They knew about sticking together. They knew about working together and coming together for a cause. But the thing is, they never said anything about holding these same people that have the same pigmentation with us accountable when they got those positions of power. And those people have gotten those positions of power and authority. And the only thing that they've done is use those positions of power and authority for their own gain. And they keep playing off the emotional and spreading crumbs of the struggle of the civil rights and try to make things racial. But then when somebody comes with accountability, oh, let's attack that person. Not address anything that they say. Let's not say anything about what they say, because what they're saying is true. But I want to attack the person. I want to discredit the truth teller. And the person is showing facts, not opinion. Because you know what I just said about Albert Turner said that it was $23 million in revenue. I'm going to do that. I'm going to show it. And I'm going to show the actual screenshot and the link to how much revenue he said the county got for this year. So why you say $23 million and then turn around and it's 4.9? And you know what? None of his supporters would ask him, man, why you say that? Nobody would ask him. But people would feel like they have the right to reach out to me and try to tell me that, man, we should keep it professional. We shouldn't make things personal. I ain't never make it personal. I have never made it personal. But no, I never hear those same people calling Arab and asking, man, why you keep lying about this? I never seen them to talk to other politicians and call them to account. Right, and that's the thing. Right, that's the whole thing. You know what's really, really kind of hilarious? There's a lot of people that don't even know me, they ain't even know I existed. Right, but all of a sudden they got all this stuff to say about me and who I am and all this stuff. It's so funny. This is the thing. Now I'm a mental health patient. I need to take medicine. Y'all see what I'm saying? Now I'm crazy. Now I'm in denial about who I am. Just think about it. I'm a MAGA supporter. I support Jim Crow. What else? I'm gay. Y'all, this is the stuff, right? Do y'all hear that? All because I've been presenting facts. Right? And that's the thing. And none of these people have the audacity to say anything about truth. Right? And this, and the thing is, oh, you not where you live there? Like, that's what they got to do with the truth. The facts are the facts, man. We got some people, some comments here. Section said that, he said that the size is caving in some spots, went down through there yesterday. Yes, 100%. 100%. And Travis, I'm being honest with you. The thing is this, right? I really feel sorry for those people. I really do feel sorry for them. And I'm not saying this to be funny, to be facetious or anything. I really do feel sorry for them. Why? Because it's misplaced anger. That's what it is. That right there is what it is. Right? And the reason why I feel called to do what I do is because for too long, there is a problem when people feel afraid to speak out in our community. And in a community that's 70% African American, and you got pretty much 90% African American represented in leadership positions, and the African American community is afraid to speak out for fear of retaliation. For their family may lose their job, but they may lose their job. A fear of retaliation that even if they speak up, nobody's going to do nothing because certain politicians are protected by people in positions. And y'all know I ain't lying. You know I'm not lying. Right? And it is just appalling to me when what is appalling to me is that not one time have any facts been refuted that I presented. Not one. I mean, not one. All of the responses are trying to attack me, trying to discredit me, but not once. And they said what they saying, birds of a feather flock together, right? You'll see who is with each other, who they give access to, right? And the thing is, when you start talking about it, right, when you look at that post that I shared from former Commissioner Cedric Hudson, he lays it out in detail. Y'all go to it. I took excerpts from it. But if you go to his post, he lays it out in detail, the full background about how hard it was for him to try to get it and how the lies that were spread by commissioners. And this involved Commissioner Tony Long and Brent Harrison. Because during that time, they typically voted with Albert for a majority vote on everything that was going on. And Ben Eaton and Cedric Hudson, they always voted against it, but then the narrative was painted as they didn't want to try to get things done. They was in opposition. And I told Cedric and I told Mr. Eaton, I said, you guys should have controlled your narrative and put that information out. And Cedric started doing it right at the end. But I mean, to me, that was a little bit too late. And that's the thing, right? The thing is, they can't control my narrative. That is what really bothers them. They do a lot of things behind the scene to try to shut me up. It's not happening. It's not happening. And you got to ask yourself this, right? Why do they want me to be quiet if I'm providing facts? That's the thing. If I'm providing facts, truth, that people can actually do it. If I'm showing people how to gain knowledge of public information, why do they want me to be quiet so much? What do they fear so much? Because regardless of what they say, you can see it in their action. And I can go down the laundry list. I appreciate it, Leslie. She said, keep bringing forth facts and information. One day these folks will wipe the crud from their eyes and see that they've been fooled and misled all these years. And you know what? I think that that's the biggest thing. You know, the biggest thing is that when people say the truth hurt, I disagree with that statement. The truth in of itself don't hurt. What hurts is coming to the realization that you accepted and believed a lie for all of those years. And I think that that's the stage where a lot of people are at. Right? They're in the denial phase. And they are fighting against it, right? And it's funny that and then feel like these same people that are in the denial phase feel like they can speak for the community. Well, we the people tired of you. No, you tired of me. So you can block me. So why you keep watching me? If you tired of me, why you keep watching me? I'm telling you what I do. If I'm following somebody, you know it's a snooze button. You can snooze them, right? Or you can block them. So why are you still coming back to my page and seeing the stuff that I'm talking about and letting it bother you so much? That I'm providing facts and truth. Make it make sense. I'm really trying to gain an understanding of that. Make it make sense. Right? And the reason why it don't make sense is because, like I said, it's cognitive dissonance. You know, it's amazing that somebody can be a product from the Black Belt, be a product from Perry County, educated in Perry County, educated in the Black Belt, educated by people from Perry County, people from the Black Belt, educated by people, majority, I would say about 70% of my educators during my primary education career were from the Black Belt and graduated from historical Black colleges and universities. You know why? Because most of them, that was the only school that they could go to at the time. So most of my teachers, they graduated from Stillman, Alabama A&M, Alabama State, Tuskegee. Yeah, most of them did. Right? And they taught us, they educated us, they challenged us. And to be somebody to matriculate through that, to graduate in that, was built up in that, to go away, to serve this nation, and have an elected official try to ridicule that, like there's something wrong, That the same person that was educated in the black belt could go out to the world, stand on his own 2 feet, and represent the black belt very well against the world, and then decide to retire and come back home, but then they're attacked for doing that? All because they tell the truth and expose the lies that these politicians say? Right? Why did Albert Turner, because he's going to go on his state of the county address tonight and lie? And my question is, and when they have the thing, but I'll be doing the black belt experience show at 6 o'clock like we do every Sunday. So tune in there. But I will be, some of the question, if you do watch, some of the question he'd ask, hey, why did you say what happened to the $23 million in revenue? And why is that not reflective on the budget? And back to the reactionary thing. I'm going down. I'm about to go down in chronological order all of the reactionary efforts of the chairman, Albert Fitzgerald Turner, when he said that when he made the statement that I'm not important enough to make the commission move or do something. I recall back in November when I made the post about the lights up at Francis Marion that's been out. They finished that. They finished that. That opened that baseball field in April of 2024. In November 2025, I make a post. November the 3rd. 15 days later, those lights was up. So 565 days passed, nothing happened. I make my post about it, and then 15 days later, those lights was up. After he lied and said he got $200,000 was able to get Prince Chestnut to secure $200,000, and then 4 days later, that money, 4 days later, they had the lights up. That don't work like that. You can't do that. That is against Alabama law because that contract was well over $30,000. So it had to be an open bid, and that process take at minimum 5 weeks to do. But that was reactionary from a post that I made because he didn't like the accountability and the heat coming from it. If y'all don't believe me, go check them lights up right now. Right? But I'm not important enough. Fast forward around Thanksgiving. I go back home. I make a video of Cedar Bluff Road, and I call out the hypocrisy of how he used Cedar Bluff Road as a political football that they used in 2023 when he was supporting Carlton Lewis to run for mayor in Uniontown and against Ron Miller. And then when that didn't work, he came back when he switched his support of Ron Miller because he was always openly opposed to Ron Miller for years. He supported Ron Miller because he didn't want the other candidate to be in office. Right? And the other candidate was my sister. So he supported Ron Miller by saying that in September, like September the 4th, early September, saying that, hey, they're going to come through with Cedar Bluff Road. They're going to fix it. And they said they got it approved and the county going to approve it. And the county approved it and it's ready to go. And it's going to be done by the beginning of October. September, October, November, December, January. It's January, right? November, I came and I made my video and I rode down the road to Cedar Bluff Road, right? 3 days after I make my video, they show up down there on Cedar Bluff Road and put up signs like they're going to work. And Albert make a post like that in November that the road going to get fixed. But he throw this caveat in there. It depends on the weather. The weather. It depends on the weather. What he's not telling you is that you don't see people doing roads in the wintertime. You don't see people doing roads in the wintertime. So he knew it wasn't going to get done. That's just another political stunt that he's reacting to pressure and accountability coming to him. And I know he hate to admit this, but Albert, this is to you, Albert. You know, Little Robert is making you move. I know you don't like this outsider from New York. You this outsider that is providing facts and calling out your lies and hypocrisy, and you're reacting to it, but you don't want to admit it because you said, who you think you are? Who are you? You're not important enough to make the commissioner, the chairman. You're not important enough, you peasant, to make the. You sure been moving and shaking. Just tell you that right now. That's what you've been moving and shaking. And it's funny that Private Powell and Sergeant Outsider got you moving and shaking because he providing facts and showing the people all the lies that you said. And you know what? Those are your words. It is yet to be anything that I fabricated. 100% your words. And the fact is, you can't stand it. You cannot stand it. It's driving you crazy. You don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. You made threats. You do all of this stuff. Like, it's just crazy. Like, I'm being honest with you. It is insane. Like, that is the mental health level of it. But I'm the one that they trying to spin that, I need to take my medicine and all of that. No, I'm not on mental health medicine, but I am documented post-traumatic stress disorder. You know why I'm documented with post-traumatic stress disorder? Little Albert, right? Contrary to what you may think, I received a Bronze Star 20 years ago. I have a combat action badge. You don't get a combat action badge just because you were deployed. You get a combat action badge once you engage with the enemy and you either have the return fire or you was in direct contact with the enemy. You see, you can go play with other people, but when you make those comments about my military service, trying to be derogatory, and you never served, probably never even did ROTC, right? That's why a lot of people that serve with me get upset about that. Because they know how I am. They know that I stand on business. They know I've been a straight up individual. They know I've served with integrity. They know I've served with distinction. Right? Albert, don't too many people as a staff sergeant get a Bronze Star. As a Bronze Star, as a staff sergeant, I got a Bronze Star on my second deployment. Right? And for all those people that I take, clock that T. Y'all see that, man? And it's so funny that you want to diminish somebody all because you disagree with them, but you don't even know them. You have no clue. You don't know what people do. And you got somebody that has a passion to come home, to give back to the community, to invest in the kids. They've been doing it for years. They've just been doing it from afar. But you want to discredit them because you don't want the truth. You don't want people to believe the truth. You never said one thing about the truth that's been put out. And you can't say anything. So the only thing you can resort to is name calling and try to discredit the truth teller. And you can't. You know why? The Bible said, touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. When you're standing on business and you're standing on truth and you're standing on facts and your motives are genuine, right? It don't matter what devil you upset. They're going to do everything they can to continue to maintain power. I'm going to continue to do everything I can to raise awareness and educate the community. Where have I not been consistent with educating the community? Where have I not? I'm just saying, where have I not? Where have I not provided information to people so people can understand a certain process that these elected officials have not done? Where have I not? Y'all see what I'm saying? Just being consistent. Because when you are genuine, you can't fake being genuine. And I would tell you, when you are genuine, it upsets a lot of people who have to put on, who suffer from imposter syndrome. Who suffer from imposter syndrome. You know, I don't have to worry. This is not an act. I'm who I am inside the house, outside the house. Right? If you don't like it, I'm okay with it. I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea. But you can't say that, you know, you can say you don't like me. That's fine. I got it. But what you can't say is that I've lied. I'm just telling you, man, look, reading is fundamental. And a lot of the things I would tell you, it is something real mental for somebody to, and this is saying either you is or you ain't. That's that good old Alabamian coming out. Either you is or you ain't. You know, those who are sure of themselves don't need external validation by all of this other stuff to make them feel important. I need no external validation to make me feel important. I don't identify myself by a position that I hold or office that I hold. I have no admirations of seeking power or position so that I can just throw a title in front of my name. That doesn't stop anything that I've been doing and what I will do. I'm not limited to that. Those are small-minded people. A lot of people keep asking me about, office, running for office. No, I can't run. I don't even meet the requirements to run for a county commission. So that's not even possible. Right? That's not a desire of mine. At the end of the day, we need people in the community. We need everybody in the community to make the community better. Right. And the thing is, I'm telling you right now, these politicians watching, these people watching, I know they watching. And a lot of them are nervous. The reason why they nervous is because I do want to share this, right? I'm gonna go ahead on and give some people what they say, give y'all some tea, whatever that means. All right. Statute of limitation in the state of Alabama for fraud is 5 years. For felony fraud is 5 years. Why am I bringing it up? If you were an elected official and you was in a position and you was stealing and you was misappropriating funds, after 5 years of them not prosecuting you or seeking prosecution, you have reached the statute of limitation. Even if they go back and find out that you were stealing, you exceeded the statute of limitations and you won't be held accountable. So I know that they may relieve a lot of these former politicians who may have been fearful that I found some stuff about misappropriations of funds. I just put it like that. But those that are in there, that's why you see a fight against doing audits. Now more people, they talking about budgets now. The city of Marion is talking about having a budget meeting now when the fiscal year started back in October, when Alabama state law said budget should be passed before October. But hey, they doing that now. The city of Uniontown presenting a budget right now. Okay, got it. When Uniontown gonna do an audit? When is Marion, because they just finished that audit, when is Marion going to share all of those audits that got paid for by Alabama Department of Environmental Management to the community so the community can see what is actually going on with the funds? Because y'all know they shared the 2021 audit and it didn't look good at all, because they said that they was, it was like $830,000 from the water department. It was atrocious. Right. And this is the thing. And I want to speak on another conversation that I was privy to. That there was a conversation talking about basically providing grace to those that are in elected positions. My personal position is no grace. I'm going to tell you why. Grace got to be earned, especially when you start talking about elected officials. What do I mean by that? If they had just got elected, then I can extend some grace. But I'm talking about people that have been in positions for 2 terms. People in positions longer than that. What grace you need that you ain't addressing the needs of the people? That you're not responding to the people? That you're not respecting the people? That you're blocking the people on social media so that they can't see certain information from the community? Like, just think about that. Just think about it. Like I'm saying with the city of Marion, I'm on Marion right now for a little bit. The city of Marion, they did that Marion Sewage and Water Works page. They created that and blocked me from the page. They blocked other people from the community from that page. And that's supposed to be a page where they're giving updates about the city. And they blocking people on social media. But then they turn around and want people to give them grace and be patient with them. No. Because how intentional are you to go and find people to block on the social media page? Because these people ask questions. That means that they are avoiding accountability. And it also got back to me that Certain elected official was like, man, they glad I've been on Abbott because I ain't been on them. I ain't forgot about y'all. I just want to let people know I have not forgotten about it. There's a lot of information. I just been focused. And I know that's hard for some people to realize. This ain't just random. This is strategic. I've been talking about strategic plan, and I've been talking about a lot of different things for a very long time. Right? And you're right, Ms. Moore. Every last elected official took an oath to the United States. They took an oath of office. That they'll do all of these things. Right? But what have they really been done? Like, for example, back to Marion. Why didn't the mayor come out and tell the people of Marion that they were going to miss that first deadline to ADEM? Why didn't he come out and tell the people? Why did the city council members just have to find out when they went to the last city council meeting? Why did they find out there not before? When he sent the email on behalf of the city but didn't let the city council know? Why haven't they shared the audit with the city? Because they don't want the citizens to know just how bad it is. Why did it take 84 days when they voted on it back in November to add city council members to the bank account? Why did it take 84 days to do something that takes 5 minutes, to walk right across the street and add them to it? Why? Y'all see what I'm saying? When that's what I talk about. But I'm stirring animosity. I'm stirring division. To ask those questions, why did it take 84 days? If the audit done and you got it and you sent it to ADEM, why is ADEM, Alabama Department of Environmental Management, more important than to the constituents in the cities that money represents? That is from the taxpayers of Marion, the taxpayers of Perry County. Now, to all of those that support the great chairman, Albert Turner, I'm going to ask y'all a question in his voice. How many times have the chairman, provided you guys with any information from an audit? Or did it come from that little sergeant outside of Private Pile, spreading, trying to divide y'all by giving y'all the actual audit that was done that I refused to give y'all? How many? I'm just curious. Y'all see what I'm saying? I'm joking because it's okay to laugh and have fun. But how many times have he provided those audits? It's not about me. This is the principle. If I haven't provided that audit and posted the link to show people how to find it, how many people in Perry County would have even known about those audits? Would have known about those deficiencies, right? Because if you go to his page and you see all the stuff that he talk about audits, he lies and try to set all of this stuff up, like all of this good stuff that they doing, but he ain't gonna tell y'all the truth. That's who he is as a person. And this is the funny thing. The people, y'all, the same people that oppose, they know how Abbott is. They know how much he lies. They know how much he deceives people. They know that, but they still support it. And you know, people that willingly support dysfunction, I would say this, I'm gonna get them, what you call the Pennywise. It's Pennywise. Yeah. I'm gonna get them Pennywise masks. Y'all remember that movie from the 80s? Killer Clowns from Outer Space? I'm dating myself right now. They was like mid-80s. Used to come on HBO. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I'm gonna get some of them clown masks because that's really what it looks like when you defend that. All right? And that's just what it is. And listen, I'm going to continue to provide. And you have to ask yourself this question. Like Robert, like you have to ask yourself this question. How's he finding all of this stuff that he can post like every day? I've been posting every day going on 90 days and still got stuff that's easily defined, easily to show. deception. And nobody is ever asking themselves that. They're not asking themselves like, dang, you know what? All of this stuff this man been posting, he been showing receipts. He been showing the truth. And it's backed up. And it's not personal. But folks choose to be mad that I'm providing it. And I'm going to tell y'all the truth. If you mad, man, bless your heart. Like for real. From the bottom of my heart, bless your heart. But guess what? Still going to get this work. I got time. Still going to get this work. Man, there's so much stuff that just from it, just so much stuff that is beyond crazy. That my prayer is that the people begin to see it. And like I said before, I'm gonna keep raising awareness, keep talking about it. Because not only that I'm talking about it, the reason why I'm raising awareness on it is, y'all think I'm joking. There are going to be an ungodly amount of absentee ballot applications. See, Perry County has more people registered to vote than they actually have citizens in the county. Right? So this is what they about to do. Since I've been exposing it, they're going to find a different way to try to get the money down. But they about to get that money. Right? And I want to tell the people, it is illegal to take money to vote. I'm just telling you, it is illegal. And the reason why they come to you is because they know that you're vulnerable to take the money. And they know that if you take the money, you're complicit. You can't say nothing. But there's reports after reports that people have been presented with money. Families been given money. There's people that, I remember one lady, my sister talked about, said that the lady called her, said, I got for $150, I got 10 votes for you in my house. Think about that. $15 a vote. And we vote. And this is the thing with that. And this is what I want people to look with that, right? What is the positive from doing things that way in Perry County? We've been doing it for 40 years. The results of that, the positive, that's my dog. That's my dog Peanut because of Nia coming down them steps, jingling with the purse I got her yesterday. Nia, stop jingling. But you want them to see you with your bonnet? Come in, Nia. No. Come here. See, she wanted to run. Come in, Nia. Come say hi so they can see you with your bonnet. Come say hi, baby girl. You the one came down. Come on. You stopped it. Come on. No kids. Nia, come over here. So you can say, so they can see you with your bonnet. You ready? Yeah, I see her with her bonnet. See, baby girl. But no, that's my baby. That's my baby. But no, I just want people to see, man, like the truth is what it is, man. And that's all it is, providing truth. Right. And the thing is, right, and I just want people to just ask themselves questions. Just ask questions. If you go back to my post, I know a lot of y'all go to them and a lot of y'all read them. But if you see, I typically end asking questions. After I provide the information, after I provide the links to it, I typically end with asking questions. Right? And one of the funniest comments that was presented to me, that was hilarious to me, was that I am only trying to make Albert Turner look bad. And I'm trying to understand how is me taking his words and showing that he's lying is me trying to make him look bad instead of him making him own self look bad. And you just got somebody showing the receipts that he's been lying. Right? That right there is what I'm trying to understand. Right? And you know, through all of it, right? I have a zeal and a desire that I feel that is divine to continue to speak up. Why? Because I know there's a lot of people afraid in the community. A lot of people are afraid to speak up. A lot of people are afraid to put their name on things for fear of retaliation. They are. And in 2026, nobody should live in fear. Like I said, the scripture, God did not give us give us the spirit of fear, but of love, of power, and of sound mind. Right. And this is the thing that bothers me more than anything. Is those who claim to be part of the men of the cloth, men and women of the cloth, who remain silent about the demonic strongholds in our community. And just go on to get along with the get on, because they don't want to ruffle any feathers. And that's sad to me. That's heartbreaking to me. You know why? Because look what Jesus did. Look what Jesus' example was. When he went to the church and he realized they turned the church just into a marketplace. Jesus said, hey, look, he flipping tables. He still was Jesus. Sometimes you got to flip a little table and piss some people off to show them and they're wrong. And I'm flipping the table, showing truth. And people mad. Oh, you just, what he said, starting animosity. I'm trying to figure out me saying 2 + 2. Somebody said 2 + 2 is 5. And I show evidence that 2 + 2 is 4. How is that starting animosity? And I got to say this. There was a comment that said, that was used that said that, basically I have nepotism against Albert Turner. Listen, that I have nepotism against Albert Turner. And because I got that nepotism, that means that I'm jealous of him. Now, I just want y'all to know that is not what nepotism means. But that was a word that was used to say that I was jealous. And that's another thing that's been used by his supporters to suggest that I'm jealous of him. There's not one jealous bone in my body, especially against Albert Turner. I'm just being flat out honest. Like, the thing is, man, like I keep saying, people don't know me. A lot of people know of me as Little Robert when I was younger. And a lot of people hadn't seen, I've been gone for 30 years, man. Right? One thing, people that don't know me, I've always been my own person. Always had my own mind. Always been consistent. Always have been. For those that knew me when I was 15, 18, to know me at 46 right now. Right? I've always been a person to put the work in. I've always been that person. Right? And that's bode me well in my life. Right? And the thing is, and I want to boldly say this to people, right? It doesn't matter what your efforts are to try to get me to be quiet. I'm not going to be quiet. And the thing the community need to ask, why are they trying so hard to get this man to be quiet? Why are they trying so hard to discredit this man for telling the truth? What are they fearful of? Right? What are they fearful of? And Lisa, thank you, Sharon. I appreciate it, baby girl. That's my baby girl. And Miss Lisa Rayfield said, welcome home and thank you for your service. Educate to elevate. Y'all see what my things I've been educate to elevate, right? Educate to elevate, exposure lead to expansion. Let me tell you why I say that. And I'm not saying this in a derogatory way. I'm saying this from a place of love. And I'm being honest with you. There's a large portion of the population in Perry County. Many of them probably never been outside of the states. Never been outside of the state of Alabama. Many of them, probably their extent of exposure has been maybe, Tuscaloosa, Montgomery, Birmingham, being outside. And I'm not saying this in a bad way, right? But the world is bigger than Alabama. The world is bigger than Marion, Uniontown, Perry County, Demopolis, Tuscaloosa, Atlanta. The world is way much bigger than that, right? And when you get out and you get away, it exposes you to things and it expands your way of thinking. Like one of the things I keep talking about it. Last night I had some fried rice. I had some fish, some whitening fish and fried rice. And I thought about it. When I left home at 18 and I went to Huntsville, I ain't no Chinese food. I used to go to the Chinese restaurant with my brothers and sisters. I used to go up there, get the sweet and sour chicken, but then I used to, instead of putting the sweet and sour sauce on it, I dip it in the barbecue sauce and eat it like chicken nuggets. When I left home, I didn't eat ranch dressing because my dad ate Thousand Island, so we used to have $1,000 dressing. So that's the dressing I eat. I eat ranch dressing. I eat Italian dressing right now. Why am I saying that? Because when I got away, I began to expand because I was exposed to more stuff. So now I started eating the Chinese food, the chicken fried rice and all that stuff. I started eating a lot of different things. And there's a lot of people back home that they just do things a certain way because they have not been exposed to it. And a lot of people, that's their comfort zone. So when you start to try to ask them to try new things, a lot of people, they feel uncomfortable with trying it. And I'm okay with that. But we shouldn't just settle for the same old just because we don't even know that it's better or possible it's better out there. Better opportunity out there. Yep, and Sharon, she said she absolutely thank God for the 21 years she spent in the military. Right? And she is somebody that I connected with in the military. Right? And the thing about it, and I keep saying this, it's not about somebody being trying to present themselves as being better. If you meet me and you get to know me, you realize that that's not who I am as a person. I have never felt like I'm better than anybody, unlike other people. I've never done that. Right. And, you know, I'm grateful for my experiences. Right. But also I realize this, too. Right. Some of the hardest thing to do is to get people to change their mindset, to accept new things and change their mindset. So when people, they hear change, when you start talking about change, which is for the better for them, they feel like, oh, dang, this is going to disrupt what I got going on. So it creates a fear. And I'm not trying to do that, right? I'm just trying to show people that it's better. Because the proof is in the pudding. We've had the same people elected in Perry County for a very long time. Rotating. Yeah, Leon just said it. He said, I haven't seen you in a long time, but just listening to you speak and thinking about how long I've been knowing you and knowing of you, I don't see anything that has changed with you except for that you got a little older and wiser. Well, I got a lot of older. Leon, I got a lot of older. Yeah, man. I was talking to somebody. I stopped at Greensboro Middle School when I came back home, and I was talking to principal Miss Jemison, and she graduated the year before me. And we was laughing. I was like, hey, her name is Tracy. And I was like, does it feel like, you know, almost 30 years ago, we was walking these same halls? You the principal of the school now? And she said, no, it don't. And the class of 97 is planning their 30th anniversary. And I was just thinking about it, man. 30 years ago, I graduated high school. 28, I'm sorry. Almost 30, right? Shoot, listen, I tell people this and it didn't make me think about it. I'm telling the truth. I'm closer to 60 than I am 30. Yeah, that make you think about it. You know, once you 45 years old and one day, you closer to 60 than you are 30. All right. And that just made me, make me be more appreciative. And my thing is, we have to stop. We have to stop as a community. We need to stop and we need to look at things from a different perspective. And the perspective is, hey, we are the second poorest county in the state. Right? And those are the facts. This is facts. This is not me fabricating anything. We have the highest unemployment rate in the state. We're the second poorest county in the state for based off of medium household income. We are the 23rd poorest county in the nation. Out of over 3,100 counties, we are the 23rd poorest. But yet and still, we got politicians that have been on the Perry County Commission, 2 of them, they've been on there for over 20 years. We got other ones that's been a mayor before, also been on there. And we got to ask ourselves, what is it still taking this money to do these absentee ballots and all of this stuff? Where are the county benefiting from it? Like, that's what I'm saying. Where are the county benefiting from it? Have we seen improvements in our infrastructure? Have we seen improvements like and more jobs and industry coming, instead of we just talk about, oh, we getting these jobs? Like, for example, I'm not against it and I wish it well, but the potential jobs, signing a non-disclosure agreement for the job that's potentially coming to Judson, the old Judson College. How many jobs? Do you see what I'm saying? It's just, oh, we got jobs coming. Okay, how many? What are those types of jobs? Do we have people certified already in our area that can apply for those jobs? Or will those jobs come to the area and be going to other people outside of the area because we don't have the workforce that is needed to support those jobs? Yeah, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, that's the stuff that we should, at a bare minimum, expect from our elected officials. But we just gonna get all this grandiose talk. I'm telling y'all right now, y'all hear from me. If you go watch the State of the County address tonight, you're gonna see a whole bunch of buffoonery and shenanigans, whole bunch of empty promise, and a whole bunch of political fluff. And anything that is about being accountable, he gonna blame somebody else for it. Oh, it's on the last administration. Who that sound like? You've been the chairman now since what, November 2024? We February, well, January 2026. And you talking about the last administration? Sound like Trump. Y'all see what I'm saying? Like, take credit for everything. Come in, want to take credit for everything, but none of the responsibility for it when it don't go favorable to you. Crazy work. I said crazy work. Well, but Leon, hey, look, I realized that, man, like, and this is to everybody that think they got time. Don't take time for granted. You know, and I said this at my, when I did my brother's eulogy. You know, time is the gift that you only get once. So what you gonna do with it? Time is the gift that you only get once. So what are you going to do with it? Right? And the time, and I hope the people feel it, right? Feel a shift. And when there's a shift, right? Especially when I'm finna go spiritual a little bit. When there's a spiritual shift, it's gonna be some people upset, and you're gonna see some outcry. You're gonna see some distraction, potential distraction. But stay vigilant and stay ready, right? My prayer is that the people of Perry County come out in droves to have their voices heard. Come out to the polls, right? Because this is the thing. Perry County shouldn't have over 20% absentee ballots. That right there is fraud in of itself. But tell you why. Not when the state average is less than 2% and we 10 times more for absentee. Do we have that many elderly and disabled people? Because, I mean, if you go and you look up, and I'm going to show that, I'm going to show that too, what exactly absentee ballot is supposed to be for. It's not because you don't feel like it. It's not where like people say you work absentee ballots. No, people should go to the polls and vote. I'm just telling you. And all these politicians, this is a fair warning. If you are complicit into manipulating votes through absentee ballot, just let you know, if any evidence is found, it's being reported. That's with Notary Republic. That's with witnesses. That's with all of that stuff. It's being reported. And you're right, Sharon, the math don't add up. It is statistically impossible, not improbable, impossible for Perry County to have more registered voters than they actually have citizens in the county. And think about it. All the citizens in the county aren't even voting age. So think about that. You got folks all the way up in Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, and Atlanta that been living out there, but they still registered to vote in Perry County. Then when election time come up, then, that's when they hit them up to do absentee ballots. Only thing you got to do is just look at the names of the people in the absentee ballots. When they do their applications, I'm telling you, it's going to be about, in Perry County, especially in District 1 where Albert is at, man, it's going to be an ungodly amount of absentee ballots. There was over 500 applications in the Uniontown election last year. Yep. Hicks Johnson said, this has me a little emotional. I have the utmost respect for all of the foot soldiers of Perry County. Your actions were brave and needed. You lived in a time of leaders that fought to make life better for the community as a whole. There was always elements of struggle, but you stuck together no matter what. You paved the way for future generations. Unfortunately, the future generations became selfish and forgot about the community. You didn't switch up, they did. The current struggle is coming from within the house. I beg you to put aside personal opinions, rumors, and distractions and do an inventory of what is versus what was promised. The bloodshed was not for a few, it was for all. Thank you for that. Because that is 100% true. 100% true. And man, I hope you guys getting this information. I would just tell you, all of these lives and all of this stuff is posted on YouTube at Educate to Elevate 334. And the reason why is just so we can save it, because we can go back for receipts, because Facebook delete lives in 30 days. So that's a repository that's there to raise awareness. But take a look at the post that I made this morning in reference to former County Commissioner Cedric Hudson, and you can see how politics played a role in. And Albert even celebrated killing the 2 miles of road that was supposed to be paved in Uniontown on County Road 12. And I do remember him sending that letter to former Mayor Chris Jones, and I remember Chris was pissed because the letter was sent on a Friday, and it had to have a response. It was sent late on a Friday and had to have a response back by Monday. And it was like I'm gonna look at the dates, but yeah, it was just crazy, man. And Albert been doing stuff like that. This ain't nothing new. Albert didn't give my sister work on the board for Park and Recreation Boards in Uniontown, and the results of that they've done the summer basketball league, they've done flag football, they've done a lot of different things for those kids. And she went to the Perry County Commission last year and asked for $1,500, and Albert wouldn't vote for it because my sister was the one to ask, not for the fact that it was for the kids in Uniontown. Right, and there's a comment, and I'm going to find it, but there's a comment I asked Albert a couple years ago. I said, since you're the chairman, aren't all the constituents of Perry County, as chairman, aren't all the people of Perry County your constituents? And he said no. He said only the people of District 1 is his constituents. And this was him as a chairman. So that shows you to say the man don't care. He had a grudge against Uniontown. He didn't like Mayor Jones. He don't like Ron Miller, all of this stuff. He don't like Dexter. He ran against Dexter twice for mayor. He talked bad about Dexter, talked bad about Lauren Hinton, made numerous posts about it. Back in March, he called the news, WAKA News, he called him in like he did last week for the Barnett King Center. He called him in to do a story saying that Marion ain't turning in the right paperwork to the jail. Why would you call the news stories in and you right down the same avenue, you on the same block, and you can't go talk to him about it? But now all of a sudden, it's kumbaya. And from what I heard, Dexter and Laura are endorsing and supporting Albert now. That's good old-fashioned Perry County politics. Because Albert helped Dexter get back in office. I wonder what changed. Because I got proof of how Dexter call of his mistrust and disdain for Albert and how Albert always worked against him. Right? But now, all of a sudden, from what I heard, what was reported to me, that they are endorsing Albert as the chairman. And the funny thing is, Dexter's brother ran against Albert in the last election. Make it make sense. Do y'all understand that? Make that make sense. Now, people can support whoever they want to support, but it's suspicious of the timing of the endorsement. Is it a genuine endorsement or is it a forced endorsement? One of them, I got you in office, so you gonna kiss my hand and you gonna support me. And I hope it's not that, because I really hope that the mayor of Marion can stand on his own 2 feet and make his own decision. Right? But man, I hope you guys have a great and blessed day. I'm about to go and make me some lasagna soup. Baby girl wanted to try it. I'm going to try it, and I'll let y'all know how it go. You guys have a blessed day. God bless.